Hello there. Today let's walk the garden together, and instead of showing you plants, I would like to share with you some of the garden treasures, garden finds. So let's do that in hopes that you will find some inspiration from this video, and also just to give you some background on the items here. When you see them in passing, you will have known the history behind those items. Sometimes we can't afford to buy certain things like garden benches, whatever else that we need for the garden. We have to search in different areas to get good deals on these items. Estate sales and yard sales, antique shops are good ways, good avenues to purchase items that you might need for the garden. Also, you can go to thrift stores like Goodwill. All right, here is the first item. This is a bench, and I love this bench. This was the first time that I knew about an estate sale, so this one was purchased then. 2021 was the first time that I got into estate sales. I think I got this between $25 to $50. It's been a while, and I didn't think that I was going to make this video and share it with you. But anyway, it's between those that range, $25 to $50. And I thought it was a good deal. This and another piece were the first items that were purchased at an estate sale. I love it. It's low to the ground, so a lot of people can sit, especially if you have back issues like I do here. So very good low to the ground bench. It's very sturdy as well. So love this one. It could sure use some fresh new paint, of course, and some restaining and sealing. I have not done anything to this bench since then. The next item we're going to look at is just ahead, and it's a picnic table. This was purchased last year, I think in the summer, along with 7 other items. And guess what? I paid for all 8 items, $80. And I think it was a good purchase. All right, I love this picnic table. Prior to getting this one, was eyeing or casually looking for a picnic table. Looked at Home Depot or Lowe's, but I just couldn't justify buying something that was like $100 and something, and it was not very well made. I love the wood of this one. It's pretty well made, pretty sturdy. And when I saw this one come up from an estate sale last summer in 2025, I was like, I gotta go get one. There are some paint marks, but that's definitely okay because this is a rustic garden, and it's nice to know that this table had been used. All right, so here is another find at that same estate sale where we got the picnic table. This is a patio table with 3 chairs. I think there's supposed to be a 4th chair, but I couldn't find it at that sale. So ended up just having 3, but I think even with the 3 chairs, it works out perfectly because the chairs are pretty big. And my husband said that the chair sits very comfortably. And so that made me happy that he enjoyed, he enjoyed being in the seat, and he thought that it was comfortable for him. I would say because I got 8 items for $80, it was like getting like the big items such as this and the picnic table, kind of like for, I would say, $20, $30 for each one of these. So I think I did a good job with getting a nice deal out of this estate sale. And since we're here, let me show you a couple more items. If you know me, you know that I love rocks. So when I saw these faux rocks, I was like in heaven. I was like, I gotta have these. Anyway, pick these two up as part of the 8 items. So I consider these as 2 items. So anyway, we have 4 now. Look at these guys. Perfect, right? You can actually use these to cover up something. Like I think people cover up like electrical, I wouldn't say electrical boxes, something that they don't want to be seen. So still haven't figured out what I would like to use these for. Now I will say, if you have something like this, just be careful placing them, say, on the ground, because you could get an ant bed going. I saw these guys, one of them had a mound full of ants. So that's why I had been hesitant to, you know, put it somewhere on mulch or on the ground. And the other thing that I noticed, I think at some point I saw like a slug that was hibernating in here. Anyway, so something for you to be mindful of. All right, next we come to this garden plant holder. I think that's what you call it, a plant holder, a pot holder. So this works as a garden art to me. I don't know if I will put something in here. I just love the simplicity of it. It's made out of metal, and I love rusty metal stuff. So she got a little flower right here and her little hair. I think that's so cute. Her little mouth right here. She's holding a flower pot right there. So not sure where to put this yet because she is a little fragile with the wind. So wanted to nestle her over here at this corner for now and figure out where I'm going to put her during the growing season. So this was purchased at an antique shop for $15. I think it's a good deal because she's made out of metal, and metal should last us pretty long. I'm not sure about the fact that it's rusted, how long it's going to hold, but I just love it. I think we'll have her for a long time, and it'll be nice to see her get aged and weathered as well. The same with me over time. And she's going to grow old with me. Anyway, we'll put her back. Not sure where she's going to go, but we'll leave her here for now. All right, and speaking of pot holder, I have another pot holder right here. This was purchased at an estate sale. In fact, it was, yeah, last year, late last year, I believe. It's rusty again, and it can hold up to 4 containers. This was $8. And I thought it was a great deal. I think originally it was a lot more. So this is a good find, and it doubles up as a garden art. I definitely lack that in my own garden, so this is good. I got some, I don't know, these are strings or something, or metal strings from somewhere. I don't know where they're supposed to go or where their home is, so I thought I could just dangle these here and just have them flicker in the light. It's green, so it matches with the plant and the rusty look, of course, with the rustic vibe of this garden. We are in the front here. Let me show you this. Did not get this at an estate sale or antique shop, but did get this at a Goodwill store, at a thrift shop store. So thought this was a beautiful addition to the garden because it says giving thanks always, and it has a picture of a tree right there, so it's gardening related. So I thought it was a great idea to purchase that, and if it even has the person's name there. And let's see, no date, just a name, a family name. So I thought that was cute to get. There was also one that was purchased around the same time, if not the same time. It was the one that you probably have seen. It says something like "love you to the moon and back." So somebody did that, probably a little girl, and I thought that was cute too. If you see that, that's where it came from the Goodwill, and you know the history behind both of these now. All right, another Goodwill find is this chair right here. Again, it's metal, and I believe I purchased 3 figurines around the same time, and they were made out of wood. You probably have seen them. A sheep, a lion, and a duck. So they're so cute. They're in the garage right now, safe from the cold weather, from rainy cold weather. So anyway, this is something that I thought it was cute to go along with those figurines. And I don't know how much they sold these for. Same thing with those guys. I don't know about you, but our Goodwill here, at least the ones that I go to, they're pretty expensive for items that have been donated. I don't know if you've noticed that with your own Goodwill. Like items that you would think would only cost $1, they would be like $5. So anyway, I'm pretty sure I got these for $2.99 or between $2 to $5. I'm certain about that. All right, and last but not least is this bird bath. This was one of the 2 first purchases at the estate sale, along with the first bench that you saw. And I thought this was a good buy as well. I believe this was $35. I wish I had remembered, but I know that I did not pay $50 for it. So I'm thinking it was around $30 to $35. And I thought I got a great deal on this one because it's nice and sturdy. It's a pretty big size to it, and it has added a nice feature to this front garden. And we do get a lot of bird activity over here. So I am so glad that I got to share all of these garden treasures with you. Something different from what we normally discuss, which are the beautiful plants that you see around the garden. So if you have never shopped at estate sales, I really recommend it. You could find lots of beautiful things that you would not find anywhere else, and they are at such a great deal. Typically they run from Friday to Sunday. Friday you normally have to pay full price, and then Saturday you usually get 25% off, and then Sunday you get 50% off and sometimes 75% off. With antique shops, the items tend to be more expensive than you could find at estate sales, especially on that Saturday and definitely on Sunday. But they do have good deals during holidays. Like I was able to get a nice bench that is for the inside of the house. Typically when I go to these places, the estate sales, the antique shops, the thrift stores, I look for gardening related items. What you don't see here are gardening tools. Gardening tools are getting expensive, so I'll look for gardening tools. I've gotten shovels and one more item where you used to cut branches off of trees, like the ones that are higher up that you're not able to reach easily. So those are some things that you could look for at estate sales. Garden tools are a great thing to look for. Gardening benches, gardening art, bird bath, just things that you could double up as something that's functional, just like the the planter holder, the container or pot holder. And it could also be used as a decorative art piece. So if you enjoy looking for treasures at these places as well, please share with us what good deals you have found for your own garden, any tips or tricks that you found to be helpful. So yes, if you would like to save some money on gardening items, I would look into those places. So I hope you enjoyed this change in video content. And with that, thank you so much for watching this one. And until the next one, I hope you take care. Bye for now.